They said he was done. They said he couldn't come back. But Tekashi 6ix9ine didn't just try. He demanded attention. After months in silence, hiding out of the spotlight with nothing but scandals and betrayal in his rearview mirror, he re-emerged with something no one expected. A new track, a surprise appearance, and a desperate plea for relevance. And let's just say, it did not go as planned. Within minutes, fans were calling it a clout move. His former collaborators ghosted him, and even industry insiders were laughing behind closed doors. What was meant to be a triumphant return turned into a public meltdown, complete with deleted posts, shady unfollows, and one shocking voice note from a former ally that had social media exploding. But wait, it gets worse. A family member stepped in with a bombshell claim, and what happened next left everyone asking, has 6ix9ine completely lost it? Or is he about to pull the biggest twist in hip-hop drama history? Stay right here, because in the next few minutes, we're breaking down everything, like from secret beefs to backstabbing text messages, in the fake story that's got the whole internet saying, we're not buying it. It started with a blurry Instagram story, no sound, just 6ix9ine staring into the camera with his signature rainbow braids half faded and his gold chain resting awkwardly on a worn out hoodie. For someone who used to make millions scream with a single post, this one barely made a whisper, but that whisper would explode in less than 24 hours. The caption read, "Friday, it's time." Fans were confused. Was it music, an apology, a prank? No one knew. And honestly, most didn't care. But the internet? It loves a car crash, and this had the scent of one. By Friday night, the video dropped. Grainy, chaotic, loud, 6ix9ine yelling into the camera, waving stacks of cash, standing in front of luxury cars no one had seen him with before. The beat hit hard, sure, but the energy felt forced, like he was trying to summon the ghost of his old self. But the comment section told the real story. People weren't just unimpressed, they were embarrassed for him. This ain't it, bro. 2018 called, they want their clout back. Still yelling with 0 bars. Impressive. His fans, the ones who stuck around after the trial, the snitching, the beefs, even they were quiet. And in 6ix9ine's world, silence is death. Then came the interviews. Not official press, just random TikTokers and wannabe vloggers chasing the clip. One asked him about his fall off and he laughed, but it was hollow. You could see the crack behind the shades. Fall off? He said, "I'm still here. You watching? Me, right?" He tried to play confident. But confidence isn't yelling, and it definitely isn't live streaming in your kitchen at 2 a.m. begging people to stop hating. Y'all fake, all of you, he shouted into his phone. I gave this game my life, and they still want me gone? Nah, I ain't done. But someone else was done. An old collaborator who hadn't spoken his name publicly in years suddenly posted a cryptic story. Just a black screen and the words, "He's still lying, receipts coming." The internet lit up. Was it Trippy? Red? Lil Durk? Someone from his old crew? Speculation turned into madness. Reddit threads. YouTube reactions. Reaction videos to the reactions. And then it happened. The receipts dropped. A leaked voice memo. A 2-minute clip. The voice unmistakable. 6ix9ine. Calm. Almost desperate. Nah, you know they ain't letting me back in unless you co-sign it. Just say something. Anything. Help me one more time. And the reply? Cold? Nah, you used up all your favors. The clip spread like wildfire. Twitter couldn't get enough. Memes exploded. Even some verified accounts joined in. Tekashi trying to return to the party he burned down. Everywhere he turned, the door slammed shut. Spotify didn't playlist him. YouTube didn't boost him. The views solid, but nothing close to his peak. Even the haters weren't passionate anymore. They were bored. And then came the family angle. His cousin, and who had stayed mostly quiet through the years, did a podcast interview, and she didn't hold back. He's lost, she said. He really thinks this industry still owes him something, but he burned everyone. Friends, fans, even family. He thinks a song can fix it? They asked if she still talked to him. Not since he told me I was just another op if I didn't post his song. I'm his cousin, not his publicist. Fans were shocked, others weren't. And yet 6ix9ine kept pushing. He posted a series of Instagram clips the next day. Crying. Not just sniffles. Real tears. They want me to fail. They don't want me to eat. I was supposed to be gone, but I'm still here. I'm still fighting. It should have been moving. It would have been years ago, but the comments? Brutal. Bro thinks he's the main character. Every villain has a redemption arc, except this one. Crying on live isn't a comeback strategy. He deleted the post within the hour. The damage, though, was done. By Sunday, his name was trending, but not for the music, not for the comeback, for the collapse. Monday hit harder than the beat in his comeback single. The media cycle moved fast, and 6ix9ine was no longer trending because of music. It was the chaos, the downfall. A brand new headline took over. Former manager reveals dark truths behind 6ix9ine's meltdown. The article dropped on a gossip site known for mixing facts with flaming hot fiction. But this was fire. In it, his ex-manager, only referred to as Rico, spilled what he claimed were the real reasons behind 6ix9ine's failed return. According to him, 6ix9ine had burned through his advance money long ago. The cars, rented, the chains, loaned, and the music, mostly unfinished tracks thrown together in desperation. He kept talking about one last hit, Rico said, but he wasn't making hits. He was making noise and praying someone still cared. That quote alone was enough to make waves. But the site didn't stop there. They included screenshots, texts from 6ix9ine begging producers for free beats, DMs where he offered shoutouts in exchange for mixing help. It was messy. And it was only getting messier. Then a new voice joined the storm. Jade, yes, that Jade, his on-again, off-again girlfriend who stood by him through the trials, the prison time, and the constant public scrutiny. She went live, and fans expected support. Instead, she gave them the opposite. I love him, but I can't lie no more, she said, eyes rimmed with mascara tears. He's not the same. He's paranoid. He's always yelling, always blaming everyone but himself. I told him, you want love? Show some humility. He laughed in my face. Fans were stunned. This was the girl who had stood next to him during court appearances, the one who wore his name on her necklace like armor, and now she was done. He needs help, she whispered before logging off. By Tuesday, even blogs that once supported him started to backpedal. A major hip-hop podcast aired a segment titled Why 6ix9ine Can't Recover and Maybe Doesn't Deserve. 2. The hosts, usually reserved, were brutally honest. He had chances, not just one. Like 5. He played everybody, then cried when no one clapped. He's trying to skip the redemption arc and jump straight to the comeback. Yeah, like he thinks pain makes him relatable now, but 6ix9ine wasn't done fighting. He doubled down, another video, this time with a caption that read, "You wanna see pain? You got it." In the clip, he sat in a room filled with old plaques, dusty, forgotten, his multi-platinum awards stacked in the background like tombstones. He pointed at each one. They said, "I was nothing," said, "I couldn't rap, but these are real. Y'all forgot, but I didn't." His voice cracked midway, not from sadness, from exhaustion. It was the tone of someone clinging to a moment already gone, but people weren't buying it. Again, the comments were colder now, more sarcastic. Bro held a funeral for his own career. This the part where the villain monologues before fading into the credits. But then came a curveball. Nicki Minaj. Not directly, but close enough. She posted a selfie with a caption that read, "Don't go backwards, even if it's familiar." Fans immediately tied it to her old collabs with 6ix9ine. Some even pulled up clips of their past videos, comparing the vibes then to the ghost of what 6ix9ine had become. But the real kicker, a leaked call surfaced, supposedly from a major label rep, claiming they had considered a deal with 6ix9ine but backed out last minute. He's unpredictable, the voice said. He's bad press waiting to happen. Artists don't want to touch him. Another nail, another coffin. By midweek, it wasn't a comeback, it was a collapse. And the final blow came from a fan, not a troll, not a hater, a real day one stan. Made a TikTok, showed old merch, photos, even a tattoo of his lyric on her shoulder. And then she said, "I defended you when it wasn't cool. I argued with strangers for you. And this ain't growth, it's ego. I'm done." The video went viral, millions of views, thousands of stitches, and more heartbreak in the comments. Same girl, same. He lost us the moment he thought We were just numbers. Never thought I'd say it, no, but I'm embarrassed. The internet had spoken, and 6ix9ine, he vanished again. Stories went silent, his socials untouched. The last thing he posted was a black square with no caption, nothing else. Not even a goodbye. Just when everyone thought it was over, something unexpected happened. Not a post, not a leak, an interview, but not with 6ix9ine, with someone even closer. Someone whose voice had never been heard publicly before. His brother. Not many even knew 6ix9ine had a sibling, let alone one willing to step into the firestorm. But there he was, sitting across from a well-known podcast host, quiet at first, looking uncomfortable until the first question dropped. So, why now? He took a breath. Because no one else will say it. The room went still. Then he dropped the bomb. He was never okay after prison. People think he came out bragging, throwing money, laughing. That was a mask. Behind the scenes, nightmares, paranoia, screaming at walls. He didn't need fame again, he needed therapy. The host leaned in. Are you saying his comeback attempt was just desperation? His answer was immediate. It wasn't a comeback, it was a breakdown, live and unfiltered. The clip exploded within hours. People suddenly saw all those emotional rants, those lives, those fake smiles differently. Not as arrogance, but as unraveling. The internet that mocked him yesterday started asking, was this actually a cry for help? But before anyone could answer, a second twist came. A producer, not just any producer, but one tied to 6ix9ine's early hits, leaked footage of a private studio session. Not from this year, from back in 2020. The same year, everything began to crumble. The clip showed 6ix9ine yelling, not performing, yelling at the engineer. Nobody wants the truth, he snapped. They want the show, the rainbow hair, the drama. They want Tekashi, not Daniel. And I can't be Daniel, not anymore. That name, Daniel. His real name, fans. Had never heard him use it like that. Raw, vulnerable, human. Suddenly, the tone shifted. TikToks turned from jokes to mini documentaries. Influencers who'd made fun of him now urged people to watch the full clip before judging. Some even said they felt guilty, like they'd watched someone spiral and laughed instead of helping. But not everyone was sympathetic. Charlemagne posted a blunt message on his morning show. Mental health is real, sure, but you don't get to weaponize it after dragging everyone for years. It's not redemption if there's no remorse. The divide was real. Some saw a broken man. Others saw the same manipulator wearing a different costume. And then, almost as if to prove them both right and wrong, 6ix9ine posted again. A voicemail, no video, just audio. His voice, quieter than ever. If I don't come back, just know I tried. I tried to be better, but it's hard when no one sees you as a person. They just see the circus. And maybe that's what I created. Maybe that's all I deserve. It was chilling. The internet stopped. The voicemail played over montages, over old concert clips, over TikTok showing his rise and fall in reverse. And people started asking real questions. Did the industry build him just to break him? Was the comeback always doomed, or did he sabotage it himself? But the biggest twist was still to come. Wednesday night, a well-known hip-hop blogger tweeted something that sent shockwaves. I just got off the phone with someone who used to live with him, and what they told me, if it gets out, it's over. Name, no proof, just the threat. But that was enough. Theories exploded. People dug into his past, searching for roommates, ex-girlfriends, anyone who might have the kind of dirt that could destroy what little was left. By morning, one clip surfaced. Grainy. Looks like a home camera. 6ix9ine sitting on a couch, talking to someone off screen. I know I lied. I lied about a lot of it. The street stuff, the money, even the fans. Sometimes I bought views. I just didn't want to be forgotten. Those words, I bought views. Influencers ran with it. One even did. A side-by-side breakdown of his last 3 music videos, claiming the numbers didn't add up. Another pulled up contracts showing promotional payouts, suggesting he had been propping up his own hype. And just like that, the sympathy started cracking again. Some fans called him a fraud, others said it proved how deep his insecurities ran, and a small few, they said it made him human. But the industry turned cold. A-list producers quietly scrubbed his name from their credits. Artists unfollowed him, publicists pulled away. One brand even canceled a collaboration that hadn't even been announced yet. By Friday, 6ix9ine was trending again, but this time the hashtag was brutal. Tekashi exposed, and in the middle of it all, he went live one more time. No filters, no chains, no music, just him and his truth. He stared at the screen for 10 full seconds before speaking, just breathing. No music, no hype, just a guy who used to own the internet, now barely holding it together. If this is the end, he said, then I want y'all to hear it from me. Not a blog, not a leak, from me. He looked different, tired, older. The rainbow hair now washed out, his face paler than fans remembered. Even his voice sounded different, low, shaky. I made mistakes, I ain't gonna lie about that. Thought fame meant forever, I thought I could do whatever and y'all would always show up. I was wrong. The comments flew in, some supportive, most brutal. Still, he didn't look away. I faked views, yeah, not all of them, but enough. I was scared no one cared anymore, scared to fade, scared to be just Daniel again. He blinked, clearly fighting emotion. I lied to people who loved me. I yelled at people trying to help. I hurt fans. I even hurt my own family. And for what? Clout? Numbers? It wasn't worth it. His phone buzzed midstream. He ignored it. This ain't a pity party. Don't feel sorry for me. Just learn from me. Fame is loud, but the fall is silent until it hits. As he spoke, clips of his older videos started trending again. Not in celebration, but comparison. Side by sides of then and now. Wild, chaotic energy versus soft-spoken regret. People started calling it the loudest silence in hip-hop, and then the final twist. A text leaked, screenshotted by a close friend, then shared, maybe intentionally. It showed 6ix9ine's last message to a known producer just days before the meltdown. It read, "If this doesn't work, I'm done." Not just with music, with everything. Panic swept through stan accounts and gossip blogs. Messages poured in. Fans begged someone, anyone, to check on him. The mood shifted from mockery to worry. Again, within hours, a former tour manager confirmed he'd spoken to 6ix9ine. He's okay, just needs space. No one knows what that pressure feels like until it breaks you. But the damage was done. His Spotify numbers dropped 38% that week. YouTube removed one of his older videos over policy violations, and a major venue in Miami canceled an upcoming event he was set to appear at. His comeback? It wasn't just rejected, it was dismantled. And yet, a strange thing started happening. Underneath all the backlash, the memes, the edits, some fans began leaving real comments. He's still human. Maybe this is the first real thing he's ever done. Not defending the past, but that live felt different. Others weren't so forgiving. You don't get to cry after setting fire to everything. This is the boy who cried real too many times. And in the middle of it all, 6ix9ine disappeared. Again, no posts, no comments, no leaks, just silence. But his name still echoed. Music forums started dissecting his downfall like a case study. How someone went from dominating charts to begging for streams. How arrogance, betrayal, and desperation collided in one man's attempt to hold on to relevance. And as the weeks passed, the industry moved on. New artists took over the airwaves. Beefs broke out between fresh faces. Attention shifted, but the story of 6ix9ine lingered. In quiet corners of Reddit, fans still posted theories. Maybe he's working on a documentary. Maybe he's reinventing himself. Maybe he's done for good, but no one knows. And that's what makes it haunting, because the loudest guy in the room vanished without a sound. And even now, no one's quite sure if it was a goodbye, a breakdown, or just another performance that no one bought. And just like that, it ended. No press release, no announcement, no final song to close the chapter. The man who once screamed his way to the top left the stage in silence. No one clapped, no one cheered. Some didn't even notice he'd left, but the questions remain. Was it a breakdown or one last performance? Did the industry push him out, or did he destroy himself from the inside? And maybe the biggest question of all, if he ever comes back again. Would anyone care? What started as a loud, chaotic, over-the-top return turned into a slow unraveling of a persona built on controversy. The music was never the story. It was the man behind it, Daniel, who cracked under the weight of the very image he created. The fans are split. Some say it's too late. Others say this could be the beginning of something real. But until he speaks again, if he ever does, we're left with one final thought. Sometimes the comeback isn't what we expect. Sometimes it's the quietest fall that echoes the loudest. And now it's your turn. What do you think? Is 6ix9ine gone for good? Was this all just a clout move gone wrong? Or do you think there's still one more twist left in this wild saga? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more insane updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next explosive chapter. We've got more stories coming, and trust us, they only get crazier from here. Stay tuned.